All right, sorry about that. But this back in Exodus 20 and 5. It says, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, in thy power, and a jealous power, visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." Right. So once again, you hate the Lord when you do outside what He says. You know what I'm saying? You see, because He informs you of a way to completely worship Him in truth and sincerity and stuff, where you'll be found blameless, so He doesn't do anything onto you for no reason. You know, and I know a lot of people want to go to the book of Job, but remember it says in the fourth chapter, the seventh verse, it says, Job 4:7, it says, "Whoever perished being innocent, the Lord has not," because that's confusion. It says that the wages of sin is death, and that's a death style, right? But if you ain't commit that death style, there's no reason for Him to punish you. You know what I'm saying? See, because remember, the Lord is not Esau. He's not an individual who seeking to go to sleep and stuff just so you can call it. I mean, he's not an individual, you know, who who blames you for stuff that you didn't do. You know what I'm saying, right? Right. But so you know, another thing that I want to bring out is that these people that worked with in the past, or and they was in the worldly sense and stuff, and you're trying out the spirit by the spirit. You know, a lot of them that have children, and they'll be like, they'll be like, oh, I'm changing, I'm changing. You know what I'm saying? But I just do, like, especially when it comes down to holidays, because Thanksgiving is what, tomorrow. You know what I'm saying, right? And or any other holiday that's going to Jeremiah 10. You know what I'm saying? That's found throughout the scriptures. The thing is that uh, it's going to be you know uh, what is it uh, uh, they'll say I'll just do it for the kids though. Well, guess what you're doing? You're killing them, or you're setting them up to continue in a way. You know what I'm saying? Right? Where uh, you setting them up to have them like the way and stuff that's going to get them destroyed. But here it is, you knew the right thing, and that actually shows that you don't care about your children, right? You know, you know. This is Leviticus 18 and 21, and and thou uh, shalt not let any of thy seed, what is seed and stuff, it's you busting the nut in your girl, and she getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying, right? It's not the eggs that become baby, it's the sperm cell that becomes babies. And I'll read again, Leviticus 18:21. It says, "And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech." It says, "Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh." Bashim Yahshai, you see? Right? So the thing is that uh, 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 letting your seed pass through the fire, you know what I'm saying? Now, these was children who was actually being sacrificed, because when it comes down to the idol Molech, when it comes down to the actual idol, Molech and whatnot, one of the requirements was you to sacrifice children, or sacrification, you know what I'm saying, child sacrifices, you know what I'm saying, where the children will be burned alive. You see, that's found in Bohemian Grove, the Bohemian Grove and whatnot and stuff, because it's a giant statue that's an owl, and they actually burn children. You see, right? And you do it for peace offerings and whatnot. And the Lord don't require that and whatnot. You know, He don't require that at all. You know, you know. And if there's somebody out there that's like, well, what if the child is wicked and whatnot and stuff? Well, guess what? That would be an unclean sacrifice if you want to look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? You see? And plus, yes, it will be unclean regardless and stuff because it's another human being. The Lord told you how to deal with young toddlers who are rebellious. It's not children of all ages. You know what I'm saying? You know, meaning that they could be 30 years old or 31 or 30, or 40, you know what I'm saying? You know, or 29 or 26, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, right? Just name random ages. It's showing that somebody is grown and stuff, but they still your child. If they doing wickedness and stuff, you don't sacrifice them. And Escott was doing that shit as well. You know what I'm saying? Back in the Aztec days, when they was calling themselves Aztecs, they would sacrifice children and other individuals and whatnot and stuff to maintain peace with the Lord. Quetzalcoatl, you know what I'm saying, right? But they was doing it the wrong way. You see? Now in these current times and stuff, what they'll do, sacrificing, you know, sending your child, passing your child through the fire, you know what I'm saying, will be uh, uh, following the ways of the world, you know, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Valentine's Day. Hmm. Man, they just own me, boy. Uh, what else? You know, and so on and so forth. You know, ways that the Lord did not prescribe for Israelites to follow. You see, and if you're doing that and stuff, guess what? You're killing your children spiritually because what you're doing is that you cause them to live a death style and to like a death style, and for them to think that it's a lifestyle. When really, they not living their lives onto life; they living their lives onto death. Because in the end, when the Lord come back, all they've been doing is wickedness. Because you know you changed yourself or you repented being a parent, but when it comes down to your kids or your children, you let them keep doing that wicked shit that you converting from. Well, guess what? You killing them because what's going to happen? Lord come back. It's actually blood on your hands because it says in Deuteronomy the 6th chapter that you're supposed to teach your children the ways of righteousness, especially if that's your model and your way that you're trying to teach. You see? You see? So that really make no sense. It would show that you really just don't love your child and stuff because it's like, well, I'm gonna follow the way I got to so I can get saved and whoop whoop. But for my child or my children, they're gonna continue to follow the ways of the world and stuff because I know they delight in that and stuff. Well, the more that the longer that you push it off, the more they ain't gonna want to leave off from that shit. You see, you know. So guess what? You'll be killing them. You'll be executing your own children. You see, by giving them a mind frame and stuff that is dissatisfying with the Lord, especially if they're Israelites. You see, right, right. So this is and remember, as I was watching earlier, when it come down to Ishmael, when you go to Genesis the 17th chapter, the only reason, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, Ishmael, you know, he was older than Isaac. You know what I'm saying, right? But the thing is, well, sorry, but you know, Abraham had many children. You know what I'm saying? But he also had what's his name? He had also had uh uh he also had Isaac and Jacob. No, it's like it. Isaac and Ishmael. Sorry. And the thing is that he probably still blessed Ishmael. You know, well, no, I'm gonna say this: uh, um, Abraham wasn't teaching Ishmael a different way. He was teaching them both the correct way. You see, right? And Ishmael had received a blessing. Other than that, if Ishmael was doing differently and whatnot and stuff, Ishmael would have never got a blessing. You see, right? So I'm keep going, right? So the thing is that you're supposed to teach your children the correct way, because if you don't, you know what I'm saying, or if it's a custody situation when it comes down to children being how small they are, whatever, you know what I'm saying, right? And the mother, she's sitting up here teaching them the ways of the world. Guess what? That's gonna be blood on her hands, especially if she Israel. She a heathen. We already can expect what she'll do and stuff. But if she's a if she's an Israelite, and say if she been told or ever heard and been in a situation where she knew better and stuff, but yet she want to get revenge on the husband and whatnot and stuff, and teach the child differently and whatnot, or accept certain things and stuff that the Lord is dissatisfied with, she had blood on her hands. Because the scriptures do say, the scripture says, uh, in Ezekiel the third chapter, right? It says in Ezekiel the third chapter, uh, 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 to give warning, give the people warning. I think it's really verse 17. It says, give the people warning from me. You know what I'm saying? And if you got children and you fall on the right regimen when it comes down to the Lord, the first person who's going to be giving warning to the child is going to be you as a parent, you see, you know, right? And it still works that way. Now, the child is not going to suffer the sins of the parent, nor the parent for the child. But if the parent is sending their child in the wrong way and they know what they're supposed to do, you know what I'm saying, and they know what they're supposed to do and stuff, and they don't want to do that, then guess what? That will be blood on their hands. You see, right? So this is Deuteronomy chapter 6:1. It says, now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord Yahweh your power commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whether ye go to possess it. It says that thou mightest fear the Lord thy power, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee. It says thou and thy son, which I command thee, thou, it's like I've read it again, thou and thy son. It says in thy soul, in thy son's son. It says all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. It says, verse 3. It says, hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it. It says that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord power of thy fathers have promised thee, in the land that thou flowest with milk and honey. Talking about, New Jerusalem. We talk about Jerusalem, it's like, and hear, O Israel, the Lord Yahweh power, our power is one Lord. It says, verse 5, it says, and thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. It says, and these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart. It says, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house. It says, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. It says, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes. And another word for frontlet and stuff is pretty much glasses. And when people got glasses and stuff, they put them on stuff so they can see better. Not just motherfuckers just wearing the shit so they can go to the club and look flashy. I'm talking about the ones who you really put on glasses, you know what I'm saying, because they can't really see all that clearly. Because they can't really see all that clearly. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 they can't really see all that clearly, so they put glasses on to see better. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's the same way with this truth. This truth helps you see better. how to maintain peace and whatnot. All those who's not putting on these glasses or they got a crack in the glasses, well, I'm gonna tell you right now and stuff, they vision is not all that clear. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can still stumble, they can still fuck up, they can still do some damaging things and stuff that the Lord uh, 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 will mess them up for. You see, no matter how light they think it is. You see, right? So if your children being wicked and evil and whatnot, but at the same time you trying to convert your soul. Now I say this: if you converting your soul, right? If you converting your soul, if you converting your soul, but nobody, if you converting your soul, you know what I'm saying, and your children don't want to listen to it, and that's just something they just rebellious against and stuff. That's just one thing. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But if you teaching them, the correct thing and whatnot, no, if you know the correct thing and you're not teaching them, you know what I'm saying, to live and grow up in the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, but you will have blood on your hands because you will be considered the first teacher. You see, you know, who you think they're gonna follow? They're gonna follow the parents first, you know, right? Until later down the line and stuff, they receive that it's evil onto them and they change from it or they stay with it. You see, right? Right. So it says, verse 9, it says, and thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house. It says, and on thy gates. It says, and it shall be when the Lord thy power shall have brought thee into the land. Well, that's pretty much the point. That's pretty much the point. You see, so do right and stuff. So the Lord, do right. So the Lord, if you know the right way, you got children. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you the first teachers. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord has a commandment of what you're supposed to do. Now, you can see sons and thy sons means daughters too. You need to teach your daughters and stuff how to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? And if the mother if it's a household and stuff, where the father and the mother is there, then guess what? If the mother is supposed to show through experience uh, to the daughter the same respect when it comes down to the father. Because if the mother is like, well, this is how you check a man, woo the woo, well, guess what? You lead in the death style onto your daughter, and she gonna think that shit is okay too. She gonna disrespect her brothers, and she's gonna disrespect her father eventually down the line because she's seeing you do it so much. And then when she get her boyfriend, right? Right, when she get herself a boyfriend and she don't respect the father, she ain't gonna respect the father's choice, because your father's supposed to, your father's really supposed to be the one who, he's supposed to be the one he's supposed to be the one who, chooses the the husband, uh, 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 chooses the husband and stuff chooses the husband for the daughter, you see, but if she sees the mother disrespect the father, she ain't gonna respect him or his choice. She gonna find something herself, right? And what's gonna end up happening is, it could go good or it could go bad, whatever. It don't matter. The thing is that she's gonna be disrespectful to her husband, and this will be a continuous death style. You see, and that will be blood upon the mother's hands. See, you know, that will be blood upon the mother's hands, or even fathers and stuff who teach their sons to go outside of the way of the Lord. That's blood on your hands. Because the first ones who's going to be training and teaching and stuff will be parents. You see? And then you as parents and whatnot ain't trying to do your job, guess what? You get in trouble and stuff for not doing your duty. You see? So that was just the second part and whatnot because it kind of cut off. You know what I'm saying? But I hope the video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Al Shawa, Hawa Chacharash, the one of the apostles, great millstone, and citations to elect, which you have to be. Shalom, Abba, Kwam, Yasharala.